Our next game takes us out to the Northwest, where the San Jose State, and I believe they're the Trojans. I could be wrong on that one.
Spartans.
Brad, Spartans, same thing. They've got a helmet with feathers on it. So go on the road, take on the Oregon State Beavers. I know that mascot because they're more prevalent in this game anyways. 3:30 kickoff on CW Network. Once again, Brad just coming through with CW this week. You got to love it. Oregon State favored only by 2.5 in this one at Research Stadium, heading out to Corvallis, Oregon, one of the best college atmospheres in all of the nation, in my opinion. Even though they kind of got left behind in the Pac-12, this could be a new Pac-12 matchup coming up in the next couple of years. Brad, I'll turn it over to you. Thoughts on this game and who comes out on top in this future Pac-12 or Mountain West matchup, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, absolutely, Nate. Want to start with Oregon State. Of course, they lose head coach John Smith, who I know we're a huge fan of here on Break the Huddle, and left them in a little bit of state of they didn't quite know the direction they were going in, and it's been a very, very up and down season for them. They've lost 3 in a row. They're sitting at 4-4, and trying to find an identity. And guys, just looking, at their, at the season stats and everything, they've defensively only have 5 sacks on the year. So not a great job getting after their quarterback. Their leading passer, McCoy, 1,300 yards, but 3 touchdowns to 6 picks. So very, very up and down. They seem to have what I took as a good 1-2 punch in Hankerson and Griffin at the running back position. But I think Oregon State is very, very much has a identity crisis a little bit. Of course, Jonathan Smith was just very, very much an offensive-minded coach last year. They were hard-nosed, physical, and Oregon State's trying to figure it out. Jumping over to San Jose State, guys, this is an interesting team to me. Brent Brennan, of course, really did a good job building up this program and this team, and then he bolted for Arizona. And guys, they to me made a little bit of an under the radar hire, but a guy that if you're a college football fan, you know who he is. And I'm going to butcher his last name, but Ken Nima Tolola, the former Navy head coach. And I thought it was a really, really intriguing hire. I mean, he is has not coached in the out west. He was at Navy for since 2002. He did become a part of UCLA staff next year, but they hire him, and I think everyone's thinking, okay, San Jose State's going to run a triple option. And what does he do? He goes and hires Craig Stutzman, who spent last year at Texas State to run, pretty much an air raid offense. So San Jose State can absolutely throw the ball just all over the yard. Sorry, getting my notes pulled up here, but I'm really, really impressed with their passing attack. Their quarterback, Emmett Brown, he's not the biggest guy, but he does a good job of just distributing the ball. 16 touchdowns to 5 picks this year. They have got an unbelievable receiver, guys. This blows my mind. Nick Nash, and I mean, we're towards the last third of the season, but guys, 80 catches, 995 yards, 12 touchdowns. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous. For that reason, I'm taking the Spartans in an upset here. I just think this offense is going to be too much. I think San Jose State's defense comes up with some stops, and I'm taking the Spartans in this one.
Wow, Brad, going with the upset in this one. I like it. And to your point, San Jose State averaging 42 points per game on offense coming into this game. So they've proven themselves on offense. Can they prove themselves on defense? I think that's a good transition, Rooster. Who do you have coming out on top in Corvallis? Is it going to be the upset, or is it going to be the home favorite in Oregon State?
Well, similar to Boston College, Oregon State is another team that has really been on the rails the last couple of weeks. They're having a very tough stretch as of late. And then, I was looking at some of the common matchups, and Oregon State lost to Nevada. That's just unacceptable for a supposed Pac-12 team. And then on the other hand, you've got San Jose State who has beaten Nevada. They have a win for the common matchups, and this is a future Pac-12 rivalry that we are witnessing this weekend.
Sure. Great matchup.
And then, as Brad mentioned, San Jose State with the pass-heavy offense, but also when they need to, they are able to run the ball, even in the tough weekend, even in the tough game against Fresno State 2 weeks ago, they still were able to average 5 yards a carry on the ground. So while they are a pass heavy team, when it comes to down to the nit and gritty of the football game, San Jose State can get the job done when they need to. So I'm going to take San Jose State in this one. Both teams are coming off of byes, and they both have time to prepare. And then I'm going to take the team that's just been a much more consistent, the team that has not lost their entire offense over the last year, with Oregon State losing Martinez, losing Uyunglele, losing half of their offensive line. I'm going to take the Spartans in this one to come out on top.
Yeah, guys, this is a tough one for me because when I look at my handy-dandy notes right here, I mentioned that San Jose State is averaging 42 points a game. They're allowing 340 yards per game on defense. Then you jump over to Oregon State side, to Rooster's point. They're rebuilding. Like, we can talk about them being a Pac-12 team or a quote-unquote Pac-12 team, but they got absolutely ransacked. They lost their coach. They lost their quarterback, 2 quarterbacks at that, who followed him over to Michigan State and Childs. And this is a team that I think is fighting. They're fighting for a spot in the future Pac-12. And when you look at their stats, they're not bad. Their opponents are only averaging about 48% on third down conversions, which is pretty good on defense for a team who lost their head coach. On offense, they're averaging 186 yards rushing and 198 through the air. Again, they're averaging about 27 points per game on offense, which is not great, not great compared to San Jose State. But you have to think the level of competition has just been slightly better. In the end, though, I'm gonna pull I don't know what I'm gonna pull, but in the end, I think I gotta agree with you guys. I think that San Jose State is just a more stable program at this point, and I wanted so badly to pick Oregon State, but I just have to go with my gut and pick the upset here. Go with San Jose State. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be really close. I think Oregon State's going to come out swinging. They're playing on the CW network, so they got something to play for. But in the end, I think San Jose State edges out and takes the win by a field goal. Let us know down in the comments who you think is going to come out on top in this future Pac-12/Mountain West matchup in Corvallis, Oregon.